Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome back to the AFI project. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Philadelphia Story. This was directed by George Cukor and it starred James Stewart, Katherine Hepburn, and Cary Grant. I think my charisma points just leveled up just by me saying all three of those names in a sequence. It tells the story of a rich woman named Tracy Lord, played by Hepburn. Lord is set to get married. However, through a series of events, her ex-husband ends up, well, in the same room as her. He's played by Cary Grant. And Grant, along with a tabloid reporter looking for his big break, played by James Stewart, mess with the proceedings. This movie was based on a Broadway play of the same name, which also starred Hepburn and was incredibly successful. And by the time of this movie's release, Hepburn, well, was box office poison. She had starred in several movies that did not do well at the box office. So in order for her to, well, have a career, she needed this movie to work. So much so that she bought the rights to the play and basically said, I'm going to make this work and put my career on the line all at the same time. And Hepburn, because she needed this to work, originally wanted Clark Gable and Spencer Tracy to play the Grant and Stewart roles respectively. However, they both had other commitments. Considering who Cary Grant and James Stewart are, I'm glad we got those two. This was yet another first-time watch from me, and respectfully, the movie was just okay. In all honesty, this just felt like a bunch of people fighting over stuff that should have been resolved a long time ago. But I'll talk more about that in a second. What kept me watching was the chemistry between the three main actors, because they were all excellent. James Stewart is one of my all-time favorite actors. Cary Grant was just a generally charismatic human being and one of the top stars of his day, and Katherine Hepburn would go on to win 4 Oscars. So in this movie, we were capturing a microcosm of three people who were about to just launch into the stratosphere. If you watch any scene from this movie, I highly recommend that you watch the scene where James Stewart is carrying Katherine Hepburn while he is drunk. It is amazing. And like I said, all three of these actors would go on to much bigger and better things. Cary Grant would become one of Alfred Hitchcock's go-tos and would have a long and lengthy career. James Stewart would end up winning an Oscar for this movie and would have a career that pretty much lasted nearly until like the year that he died. And Katherine Hepburn, like I said, would become an on-screen legend and win 4 Oscars. I say all of this because, well, in terms of the Philadelphia Story, I really have no idea why this movie is on this list, because all three of these actors would go on to do much better things than this movie. I know Cary Grant was in North by Northwest. That's an upcoming review in this segment. And James Stewart, I've already covered 2 or 3 movies that he's been in that he was much better in than the movie that he won an Oscar for. The point I'm trying to get at is this. I think this movie's on the list because it was like one of those epic before they were stars kind of movies, like Will Smith in 6 Degrees of Separation. But I just sit here questioning, like, okay, this movie's fine, but why is this movie on the list and movies like Man Who Shot Liberty Valance not on the list? I want to know that. And at the end of the day, the Philadelphia Story was okay. The charisma between all three of the main actors was very good, and there were a lot of funny moments. But again, it was just one of those movies where I was just like, all three of these people would be much better in other things. And I would much rather watch them in those better things than in the Philadelphia Story. But that is all for me, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Next time on the AFI Project, we're going to be diving into one of my favorite westerns of all time. It's from 1963, and it is called Shane. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.